So I am here today to share with you a short video all about building strength in the glutes. So I had a few requests for some more exercise-like yoga classes, and here's a short one to help you build the strength as maybe you are sitting more than usual these days. So we are going to get started in child's pose. You might want a block or two available. If you don't have a block, you could probably use a book or two. Just make sure they're thick and able to be stacked. Okay, so we're going to start child's pose. Come down to your knees, bring your big toes together, sit to your heels, and relax your forehead down on your mat. As you come to this space, start to bring awareness to the breath right here. As you inhale through your nose, feel the back side of the body expand. As you exhale, feel the front side soften. Take about 5 more deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. See if you can make this breath deep and even without pause. We're going to invite a little bit of movement into this child's pose. So start to sway your hips a bit side to side, shifting the weight from one heel to the next. And we'll begin to move into all fours as you continue this sway in the body, shifting the weight from one hip to the other. We're going to move into some circles here with the body. So you're going to take your hips over to the right, bring your hips down towards the floor, over towards the left, and then sit back towards your heels. Now you can make these circles as big or as small as you need. And you're going to do about 5 in one direction. And after you've done your 5, you'll switch to the other direction. So I have 1 more on this side for myself. And then next time I get to my heels, I'm switching to the left, to center, to the right, to the heels. 5 big circles, just kind of stretching out the fascia, the ligaments, the lower body, the hips, the lower back, the abdomen. After you've done all of your 5, you're going to stay in tabletop. Hands are under shoulders, spread your fingers like starfish. Knees are directly under your hips. From here, extend your right leg back and reach your left arm forward. I lied. Let's take the left hand to the floor. First, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, and then bend the knee and bring the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Now, it's important to keep your lower abs engaged and don't lift your knee too high up towards the ceiling. So it's just 90 degrees. And then you're going to activate. Keep that right hip down in line with your left hip. Activate through your glutes and your hamstrings and start to teeny little lifts. You can even place your hand right there, right under your right glute to see if you're activating there. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, extend the legs straight. Reach the left arm forward for a balance for 5, 4, breathe deeply, 3, 2, and then release that right hand and knee. From here, I'll face you, friends. You're going to take the knee out to the side. So take that right knee out to the side. Keep the weight even in both of your hands, even putting a little bit more weight into that right hand. Lift for 2. We're going to 10. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, you're gonna hold it up here at 10. Now, option to take your left arm straight out to the side. Hold it there, deep in the breath. One more big breath in. And then exhale, release that hand and knee to the floor. Sway your hips a bit side to side. All right, from here, extend the left leg straight back. You can press the ball of the foot down into the floor and then lift that left leg up. I'm keeping my right hand on the floor for now. Bend your left knee, think 90 degrees in the leg. You're not lifting the hip or opening up the hip, right? Foot is flexed, and you're gonna pulse that leg, lift and lift. Good. For 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Extend the legs straight. Reach the right arm forward. Find the balance. Breathe. All right, release that hand, release that knee down, and we're gonna take it out to the side again. Take it out and back in. Out and in. For 3, keep more weight in the left hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it here. Option to take that right arm out to the side for balance, a balance challenge. Take a few deep breaths. One more big breath in, and exhale, release hand and knee. You can sit back to child's pose. Bring the forehead to the floor. All right, take some big breaths there in child's pose. From here, curl the toes under, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Begin to walk your feet forward towards your hands and keep your feet about hip distance apart and parallel. You're gonna grab the big toes with your peace fingers. All right, if you can't get the big toes, then bend your knees even deeper. So once you grab the bind, you're gonna look forward. And then exhale, start to bend forward as you drop your head down. Now I'm gonna actively lift my toes up towards the ceiling, bending the elbows out to the side. And then think shoulders away from ears. So shoulders are actually lifting up towards the ceiling here. Shift a little more weight into your toes if possible. And if your knees were really bent, on every inhalation, see if you can straighten the legs out just a little further. Deepen the breath. Every exhalation, maybe you can go a little deeper. Just give the back of the legs a good stretch before we work them again. All right, inhale, flat back, look up. Hands come to your hips. Exhale, come all the way up to stand. And then release your hands down by your side. So we're going to continue to keep our feet hip distance apart. Bend the knees, reach your arms up, straight up into a chair pose. So sit down really low. And then from here, shift the weight into the right foot. Lift the left heel up. Draw your hands to heart center and see if you can sink down just a little lower in that right leg. Think weight in the right heel, right? You might even feel this right glute activate. So sit down a little bit lower, hands to heart. And then shift your weight forward as you extend your left leg back, warrior 3. So we're gonna move through this and a tap the foot down. So bend your right knee, tap the left foot as if you're coming down into a chair. Try to have most of the weight in the right foot. And then fly back to warrior 3. Again, exhale into that chair. Inhale, warrior 3. Good, here is what, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. This time, hold warrior 3. Extend the legs straight back. See if you can get the left toes to face the ground. Bend your right knee. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up into crescent warrior. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale to warrior 2. Good. So shoulders are stacked over hips. Reach through your fingers. Here's where you might want those blocks. I should have told you to put them on the long edge of your mat. So we're going to extend the right leg straight. Turn your right toes in. I'm going to grab the blocks. 1 or 2. Doesn't, probably 2 is better, but if you have 1, it will work. So you're gonna take those blocks under your shoulders and then hop your feet together behind the blocks. All right, feet are about hip distance apart too, so your hands should be evenly pressed into the floor or blocks, right? So if you can easily touch the floor, then no need for blocks. All right, I'm just gonna use blocks today because it feels a little better for me. All right, so from here, you're gonna shift the weight into my left leg and lift the right leg straight out to the side. So just like we did on all fours at the end there, see if you can shift a little more weight into your left hand and maybe lift your left arm. I meant shift a little more weight into your right hand, maybe lift the left arm. And then breathe here. Good, and then release left hand, release right foot. And this time we're going to shift the weight into the right foot, lift the left leg up. Good, now more weight in your left hand. See if you can take your right arm out to the side. Breathe deeply. Good, right hand down, release the left foot to the floor. All right, now we're gonna move through 5 reps on the right, 5 reps on the left. So shift the weight into the left foot. You're gonna lift, maybe it's just right here today. Exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. Other side, shift the weight to the right foot. Inhale up, exhale down. That's 1. 2. More weight in the left hand when you're doing this. 3. 4. 1 more. Oh, and 5. Good. Let's take a moment to just ragdoll here. Let the upper body hang. And then roll it up to stand nice and slow. We'll go back to the top of our mat. You might want to place the blocks on the other side of the long edge of the mat. So we'll go right into the other side, starting at the top of your mat. In chair pose, bend the knees, reach your arms up for a moment. All right, from here, shift the weight into the left foot, lift the right heel up. Take your hands to heart center and see if you can bend this left knee just a little bit deeper. Weight is all the way in the left heel, feel the left glute activate. Good, from here, shift, hinge forward from the waist, extend your right leg straight back into warrior 3, and then bend your left knee and tap the right foot down to that chair. So inhale up, exhale down. For 3, for 4, for 5. All right, you're holding warrior 3. Extend the right leg back. Breathe. And bend the left knee, step it all the way back. Reach your arms up into that high crescent. Back heel is super high. See if you can keep that left knee over the ankle. Take another big breath in. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Just a few breaths. And then inhale, extend the leg, turn your left toes in. Hands come to your hips, elbows squeeze in together. Inhale, lengthen the sternum, look up. Exhale, hinge forward from the waist. That's where you might want to take your hands under the blocks. Flat back, look up. Or exhale, fold forward a little further. Just breathe here. Shift the weight towards the toes. Keep those elbows squeezing in. Legs are really engaged. Inhale, flat back, look up. Bend your right knee, extend the left leg, maybe walking those blocks to the right side. You can even lift those left toes up and go a little bit deeper if you want a little more inner thigh stretch. And then walking the blocks over to the left, bend your left knee, extend your right leg. Option to lift those toes up and go even deeper. Inhale, come through center. Jump your feet together. Don't worry, we won't do it again. And then roll it up to stand, one vertebrae at a time. Come to the top of your mat. From here, bring your blocks right back to the front. We're just gonna stretch out those legs a bit and we'll take it down. So hands are on the blocks or the floor. Lift your right leg up. You can keep it at 90 degrees. If you'd like to take it a little further, maybe walk your blocks back or hands to the floor. Lift the leg up for standing splits. Point through your right toes. Good, and then bend that right knee behind your left knee and come all the way down to a seated position. All right, so we're gonna take Mukasa Neck here. You have the option of extending the right leg straight and just taking this left knee directly on top of the right leg. Otherwise, for a more challenging variation, bend the right knee as well. Even more challenging would be to take the ankles in line with the knees. Now, I have a hard time always getting my left hip down, so if you're like me, you might want to take a blanket under that hip just to root down through something, right? That left sit bone should be rooting into the floor. Good, now you can just stay here with your hands at your ankles and then exhale, hinge forward. If you'd like the full Mukasa Neck variation, you can take the right arm up overhead, bend your elbow, reach for a bind behind your back, or even just reach for the elbow with the left hand. Pull the right arm close to the midline as you exhale, hinge forward and fold. So my edge is pretty much right here where I kind of lose my breath. I like to think that whenever you find your edge, it's usually right before the point where you lose your breath, right? So you want to be able to breathe smoothly, deeply, evenly, right? Effortless ease with the breath. But once it starts to get really taxed and hard to breathe, then it's your indicator like, oh, I'm going a little too far, right? You shouldn't really be muscling into these poses as much. I tend to do sometimes, but just try to do it gently. Just breathe here. Good, and then from here, lifting the chest back upright. You'll take the legs out just for a moment, give them a little wiggle. And then cross the ankles, hands come out in front. And we're gonna go right into the other side. So we're going into the standing splits first. Right, so blocks can be on the floor. Right foot is down, left leg lifts. So maybe this is your standing splits, 90 degrees. Maybe you lift it up a little higher, tucking your chin. Maybe you come off the blocks, hands to the floor. Lift that leg up, up, up. Point the left toes. Some teachers say you can open the hip. Some people say close it. I say do whatever feels good. Keep reaching those toes up, up, up. There should be a little bend in your right knee so you're not hyperextending the right leg. And then on your next exhale, bend the left knee behind the right knee. Drop that left foot down. We're going to come into Mukasa Neck, other side. So keeping your right knee stacked directly on top of the left knee, you can have that option of extending the left leg as well. Okay? So if you're going to take the arms, in this one you're reaching the left arm up, bend the elbow, take the hand between the shoulder blades. Now you can reach for the elbow and pull the elbow towards the midline, or you can take the hand behind your back, reach for the fingers and try to pull the fingers apart. Nice tall spine on the inhale. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. See if you can root that right sit bone down towards the ground. So just stretching out those hips, those outer hips, the glute medius a bit. And just breathe deeply. Good, coming right back up. Release the arms. I don't know if we stayed there long enough, maybe a few more breaths. Good, and then extend. Oh, extend the legs straight out. All right, so from here, you're just gonna take your arms forward, start to lower nice and slow. You can engage the core as you move slowly down towards the ground, one vertebrae at a time. Once you get to the bottom, bend your knees, take your left ankle over your right thigh. Gently press that knee away from you with your left hand. Now this may be enough sensation right here. If you need a little more here, lift your right leg up, right? And interlace the fingers behind the right leg. And you can draw the right knee in. I like to take my left elbow kind of like a kickstand and press the left knee away from me as I'm drawing the right knee in. I tend to feel a little bit more here in that left side. And then release the right foot, extend the left leg up, bend the left knees, release the left foot to the ground, and we'll switch sides. So right ankle over left thigh. Press the right knee away with the right hand. And you have the option of lifting that left foot up, interlacing the fingers behind the left leg, maybe drawing the right knee away from you with the bend of the right elbow as I'm gently pulling the left knee in towards the chest. And take several deep breaths here. Good, and then release the left foot down. Both feet are on the floor. Let's scoot my hips over to the right and drop the knees over to the left. You have the option of fully extending those legs today. Keep your right shoulder down on the floor. Maybe you're goal posting or taking the arm out long. And maybe look over your right shoulder. Do what feels good for your body. Breathe into the right ribs, the right side. Good, and then rebend the knees, bring it back through center, hips go to the left, knees drop to the right. Extend the legs if you'd like, and if there's room. Keep the left shoulder glued down. Maybe turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Good, come back through center. Let's take hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a great big hug for all that hard work you just put in. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat today, for doing something positive and uplifting for your body, mind, and spirit. And when you're ready, let's take rest. Extend the legs long on the mat. Allow your hands to rest down by your hips, a few inches away from the body. Palms up to receive all the gifts of this practice. Allow your belly to feel heavy on the floor. Your glutes relaxed. Your feet relaxed. Stay here as long as you'd like. Namaste, my friends.